So 5 minutes of work literally cost me a little bit over $14,000. So let me go ahead and get into it really quick and explain what happened. Then we're gonna get on the chart. So I'm gonna show you guys what happened. So as you guys know, I'm a swing trader. I have my own strategy called TMP, and it basically stands for trend, market structure, and price action. But we kind of changed that to pending orders since I said pending orders. And the trend was on point, the market structure was on point, the price action was on point, but the fatal step was me not setting my pending orders, and that literally only took a few minutes. In those few minutes, just setting a pending order and letting the trade be and letting me live my life, I could have made over 14 grand. So let's jump into the charts and let me show you guys what happened. So let me start here on the weekly time frame to show you guys what happened and what it was that I was looking at. So in the weekly time frame, when we were doing our analysis, I could see that price was up in this area here. You guys can see from the previous price points back 8.84312, 0.87318, 0.83368. Y'all can see that price, it started to create lower lows and lower highs. Now, this is a retracement because from where we were coming back, price had been in an uptrend for the best parts of October and November. And so when price started to pull back, and even though we did push up into my estimation zone, my structure, I said, well, I kind of want to see more evidence that price wants to stay below, right? So this is where the daily time frame comes into play. And this is a part of multiple time frame analysis. I just wanted a little bit more of confirmation that price would decline before I took a position. So when price was retracing, let me show you guys what I saw here. On the daily time frame, I could see that price had started to pull back and create higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so let me get this for you guys here. You guys can see that price was making higher highs and higher lows when it was pushing back. And then on this candlestick, I ended up getting stopped out because I did have a pending order buy here to potentially go up higher. But this stop out let me know that I needed to not be the buyer and now start to be the seller. So at this point in time, I started to look for sales. And I wanted price to stay below the last high here on the daily time frame at 0.86181 because I was going to sell it back down to the weekly low. And I didn't want to take the trade on the daily time frame only because my risk to reward, or my reward to risk, would not have been what I wanted it to be. So I dropped down to the 12-hour to get a better glimpse. And on the 12-hour time frame, which is such a beautiful time frame because we're just breaking down the daily time frame into two candlesticks, right? So it takes 24 hours to form one daily candle. Now I'm looking at two 12-hour candlesticks that forms one daily candle. And it's just really beautiful. It just breaks it down quite well. So the same area I wanted to sell from, and as you guys can see, price did come back and it did push into my estimation zone and would have went down fairly well. But I even wanted to break it down a little bit more. So what I did was I broke this candlestick down to the 4-hour time frame to see if I could just get a better reward to risk, and we kind of did. So here, my new estimation zone on the 4-hour was up here. Okay. And that was my structure. And so what I wanted to do and what I'm working on now is getting better reward to risk by using multiple time frame. So this was going to be a 7.7 reward to risk trade. I was going to risk 32 pips to gain 250 pips. And you guys know what I didn't do? I did not set that pending order. Oh my gosh. I did not set the order. And seeing what happened as it played out, I mean, it gives me amazing motivation. Like, oh my gosh, Shaquan, multiple time frame analysis, you're only breaking one candlestick down. You're not using support and resistance. You don't need a trend line. You're not overcomplicating the analysis. I'm giving myself an opportunity to get better rewards. It's motivation. But this is the thing, it's a trade ideal, and my job is to make money off of trade ideals, right? And the fact that I did not set that order is not me doing my job. And so I have to hold myself accountable. Now, here's the other part. It's on a 12-hour, let's go back to the 12-hour now, is going down now towards my profit, right? And we ended up making another low right here. Now, at this point in time, when we made a new low, I was hoping that price would pull back a little bit more to my new 4-hour zone, but it did not. And instead, price made another low. So at this time when price made another low on the 12-hour, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I can do? I can set another pending order. And this time I want price to stay below point, what is this, 0.85261 on my 12-hour time frame, and I can just trade it back to the low, right? So I dropped that back down to the 4-hour. I went to go find my estimation zone, which I did here, where I will put my estimation zone. And I was like, oh, well, let me look at the reward to risk. You guys, this was such a beautiful reward to risk. It was a 3.28 reward to risk. And I did not set this pending order as well. So here we go, right? Let's look at the percentage gain on this really quick. So 7.7 and 3.2. If I had to go in at my trades at 1%, you guys, this would have been literally over an 11% position gained, right? So the first order would have triggered March 23rd, and the second one would have triggered March 30th, so a week apart. So let me know if you've been in this situation before, where you see your trade set up, you see it panning out for you, but you don't do anything about it. And then it takes profit, and then you're like, oh, why didn't I take this trade? I love my TMP strategy because I know it works, and because I know I've helped other people make it work. It's a very beautiful blueprint. It's a very beautiful foundation. I've learned I'm the one who has to make it work. I'm the one who has to put everything in order for it to work. And as traders, sometimes we think, oh, the strategy has to work. No, you're the one who has to work the strategy, right? And just seeing it, how things just played out over the last month or so, I'm like, wow, yeah, I gotta do better with being more present with the opportunities I see when I see them, because they're not going to come as often. They're not gonna come every day for me because of the time frames I'm on. They're probably gonna come once or twice a month, depending on the market condition in the price direction. And those are key things that I need to remember. So from this point forward, I'm going to do my best to not make that mistake again, sick or whatever. So from this point forward, I'm going to do my best to do what's going to work for me, and to just put in my orders and then just let them be. So I just decided to come and be transparent with you guys and share this story, because maybe there's some of you who's been there before. Maybe there's some of you who's there now, or you just literally have experienced this for the first time. And if you have, you guys, let me just say, this is just your opportunity to say, hey, I did it. I see it works. I'll do better next time. And that's all you can do. Okay. So I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys be blessed.